Is LEGO just charging us for nostalgia? Here we have Jedi Bobs Starfighter, which is 788, released last August, and I'm just now getting around to reviewing it because it's on a long list of backlog. Not that it's backlog of built, backlog to review. It's a different kind of backlog than most people are used to. But with that being said, let's kind of get into this. This doesn't have too many on the sticker side. But one question I just want that we can keep in mind as we go through the review is LEGO charging us for the nostalgia. Now, if you don't know, Jedi Bob was an unnamed Jedi, really, that appeared in the 2002 gunship, and since then it made its way and was named by a lot of fans right around that early to mid 2000s as he started disappearing because that set got retired and was never to be seen again. And a lot of people have been asking for Jedi Bob again, including in the fan vote for the, was it 21 or 22 UCS gunship. Now just they have Legos listen to us. This is a set that does appear though in the Lego little mini series. I think it's 4 episodes in Rebuild the Galaxy, and he's one of the key characters with this set. Now, since it's based on that is the lens I'm going to review this through, and not just through nostalgia. And for me, I never personally got that set, so the hype and demand for Jedi Bob, for me personally, cool, hey, I get a second chance to get Jedi Bob, but it wasn't like the end all be where, like, he had to be right or perfect, exactly like the old one. I do like that they use the yellow for that nostalgia purpose. They're definitely playing on that. With that being said, it's cool. This is one of the cheapest sets you can get out of the Rebuild the Galaxy wave, and LEGO is definitely trying to see what they can sell a Starfighter for. Because this started the trend, well, maybe it didn't start it, but it continues that upward trend of seeing how much LEGO can get out of us. And $40 for a Starfighter right away, I'm going to say, wait for a sale. 30 or under, definitely a good deal. Like Ahsoka's that released in January, $45. This was just seeing everyone is going up $5 to see, and we're going to see $60 Starfighters if we're not careful about voting with our wallets, to be honest. But like I said, this does have 3 minifigures, including Akbar clones or Akbar troopers. Not the most exciting trooper figure in the world. There's a very nice detailed Akbar head on a realistic animation style clone trooper. Like, it really looks like it uses kind of more of the Phase 2 armor, but not the most exciting. I feel like cool to have. Not going on, this is probably the set to put it in, but I think that there were better character selections to throw in here than that. And you got a Gonk droid. Not the most exciting. It's like an R2 unit, except on this version has no R2 unit and has a Gonk droid like that you can't fit in here, so it really serves no purpose. But this Gonk droid is Servo SRVO, I do believe so. And LEGO is improving Gonk droid always. I do like the feet design. It's pretty good, but I do think I prefer the Bad Batch design where it was that 2 1x1 round studs instead. I think that looks a little bit better. I do like the control panel that they use for one of his eyes, servos, whatever. And then the blue and gray looks very good as well. I think they did a good job. He's an okay Gonk droid. It works. And then the next figure and last figure is an updated, well, I'll say updated, an updated Jedi Bob. He looks like, imagine some of the characters with the Lego movie. Has that treatment where it's got smudges. The beard is starting, it's printed on as if it's wearing off a little bit. Like, you can tell the print is like just, and that was done on purpose. Even his Jedi robes there's some tan and yellow underneath that is showing on the print. It was done on purpose. He has no back printing, plain legs. They went to basic roots with him, and I think that made sense. Even going back to the old style hood, which I think, now I would have loved a flesh colored Jedi Bob as well. There's a couple figures that I would have liked in this as well. But I think really good. He has a green lightsaber. He should, but a really cool Jedi. But now we got to talk about this starship. Now I do have this on a Tricked Out Bricks stand. They are local to Utah. So for me, since I live in Utah, I can get them really fast. As well as I just found out they're at some of my used Lego stores that I can just go in and pick up. I will pull this off so you can take a look inside. It does have a few stickers. It looks like about 7 stickers unless I'm missing one. So I don't remember how many. So it was a little while since I built that. But this improves upon the Delta 7 design that Obi-Wan's that released in 22. it really does improve upon it, and I think it's really good. Don't mind the dust; it's a little bit dusty because we'll get that cleaned up for B-roll. I think the stickers are minimal. Have do add the certain elements that it needs to. On the inside, it does have a blue milk and banana. Although the blue milk should have had a printed piece like the blue milk Luke. They could have just used that same piece. But it's probably not being made by the same production facility, so getting it as mass produced as we would want it probably just isn't there. So there's an understanding there. But we do have the rail system going along to cover up some of the gapping that happened with the Obi-Wans. So it does help that. I think that's a big improvement. I think the angle is very good. It has one singular landing gear, 3 engines in the back, and the tail being brick boat, I think works really well. Again, this isn't the same exact design as Obi-Wan's, but takes variations of that. It's a variant of the Delta 7. It has the double booster engines underneath, which looks really good. It also has a spring-loaded shooter on either side underneath the weapon. Good. This is something that the ARC 170 can learn from, right? Not taking away a weapon for a stud for a spring-loaded shooter, but adding it as an addition, I think looks really good. The cannons that are on each side, and inside it has a printed control panel, a little seat. That's where all my dust is collecting, unfortunately, though, so that is a bit of a problem. For some reason, it's collecting right there, as if I've had the whole cockpit open. I don't know why it's so dusty, but it is. And you can just go ahead and seat Bob right in there and close it up, maybe. He's probably not seated in there super well, but there he is in there, and you can swoosh it, fly it around, get in a little dogfight, whatever. This is it's a good set, but is it, $40 worth? I don't really feel like. I think this is $25, $30 max. That's as much as, so that's the kind of price you should be looking for when you look for those deals. We're in March here, almost April, so we'll be coming June, July. Brick World time, we'll be getting into those clearance season deals. So maybe you'll be able to find this at a decent price. Even now, you could probably find it. If there are any links for Amazon, I'll put them down below, which you can use. I do get a little bit of a kickback, and it does help out the channel, but you can go ahead and use those for some good deals. But now to discuss missing, because in my opinion, this is missing. Like, the minifigures, Jedi Bob's the most exciting. It is the Starfighter, so he should be, but the rest of the other two aren't like my top choices. Servo makes sense, but that Akbar Trooper, bottom of the barrel, kind of like, I think it's Sig Greebling, which should have been included. Now, he was included in another set, so they're trying to do the bait and switch. We have to buy all the sets to get all the characters, but I feel like he was most important and was, this Jedi Bobs Starfighter. He also had his own version, and so we in theory, if you got both characters, you could buy 2 of them. You would have double the minifigures. Granted that you don't want, but you could buy 2 of them to have 2 Starfighters, and each one has Jedi Bob, one has Sig, and it's like a complete thing, right? Where in this case you can buy the set with Sig. I think it's the X-Wing set, if I'm correct, the X-Wing and TIE Fighter, and then you have to go and buy a second version of these. Maybe you buy it off Bricklink, no minifigures, because you want 2 of these, and you want to do a scene with the 2 of them flying around. Now, maybe not a lot of people watch that show and are really into that, but that's kind of, in my mind, that's where my mind kind of goes with this. But as far as a ranking goes, I give this a 7 out of 10. It's a great set. Plays a lot on nostalgia. It does play a lot on nostalgia, and really charges for that, and is testing the waters for how expensive a Starfighter can get. And it's proving that they can charge a lot. So let's vote with our wallets. Really buy these on clearance, because they're great sets to have in your collection, but they're not worth $40. Let me know what you think. Is the set worth $40? Let me know right down below. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I got another video coming right up over here.